Hello and welcome back to Day 4 Trial. I know I was originally going to upload it with the next pods, but I had a few little recording issues. But oh well, let's just continue. Oh wow, a bit loud there. Uh, Let me just check over here and see if that's, yeah, good volume. One moment, let me just roll it down and my voice a bit up so you can hear me. Let me just go to my sound mixer. Sorry, I had to redo most of this again. Jeez. Um, let's put that to 30. So, and because I cannot hear myself talk a bit, so I'm gonna put that at 30. And let me see if that's a much better audio, so I can talk. Yeah, that's much better. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense predicted us with a new theory of this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people presented in the Studio 2's trailer that day. From the testimonies, the truth will become clear. And one moment while he gets his phone. Mr. Menadice, will you please... There we go. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Yes, I know, I have my phone right next to me. Oh, that was close. I didn't want to play copyright music. So I will play sound effects. Let me just get this all the way. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss Desfonskes to the stand. Miss Desfonskes is a producer who was presented in the Studio 2's trailer that day. And delete that because I don't need it. And go to... Would the witness then state her name and occupation? Desfonskes, I am producer of the group of studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless benches. Oh, oops. Sorry. If you must procrastinate, investigate, do it when I'm not here. Oh, Edgeworth got burned. Well, Miss Fonskes, please give us the record your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Yeah, because we don't want YouTube to also give us another copyright strike or demonetize us. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 p.m. sharp and it ends at 4 p.m. One moment. Just checking here. Sorry. I have something else for another game theme. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. If I was thinking, so had sailed, it'll take me. It was 2:30 p.m. We took a 15-minute break in the morning. In the meeting. Sal and a T-bone stink on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hemmer's body later, when we all went to Studio One. That's all. Little quick note, if you're playing the 3DS trilogy, the seventh statement is cut and cannot be cross-disseminated. Whatever. I have a question about one part in your testimony. You have gated, so you had Sal took you? The fan. There was a fan at Studio 2. I didn't take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey head toppling over. Ben has been added to the court record. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, you cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. The day of the murder, cross-examination. I'm gone on time, so, we had to pick on her statement because something's fishy about that. Dang it! I keep clicking the wrong stuff. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. This is fine. That seems fine. 2:30, that seems fine. Okay, something's wrong about here, so... let's see. The steak pile. If you actually examined it earlier, you would never see any T-bone steak on there. As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee's area. As if you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it's called a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. We never, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manuela ate at the table outside the trailer. Yeah, there was no bones left on that plate, as you can see right here. The plate was bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know why. You didn't eat steak. You did not eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then, what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? It's obvious. Meaning the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you sane? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little preposterous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Mr. Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You said I did it? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. Like, in about, 7 more seconds? Yeah. Anyway, see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, you can tell from the lighting, it's not good. One moment. Better? Okay, I might have to sit a little behind, but I had to close the drapes a little bit because the sun was coming up. Anyways, yes, fascinating. And here I was worried that today would be as boring as all the rest. Just plugging that in. Just please. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Fonz. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. And I am, as you could see, a woman of cautious danger. How could I properly use that spear as a weapon? You can't. Could you? I think you could have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Probably much everyone would. Huh? You see? Yes. However, that means no bearing in this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I have proof that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Instead, it was this, Your Honor. I sent my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But is that the murder weapon? Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning's action scene run through. But someone fits the spear. It was that security lady. She fits it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you... Silence. Silence. I am the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Again, roasted Edgeworth. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. Who was Hammer's killer? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I can't tell you what the murder weapon was? I'm afraid your contradiction can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Well, that's easy. It's the 5-year-old photo. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, is not Jack Hammond standing at the top of the steps? Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, this is what this is all about. The photograph is from 5 years ago. What was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is the photo of that very accident. Not a word of this leaked into the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does that have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. see the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest. What are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It was 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. This Vasquez met Jack Hammer outside Studio 2's trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the steps into the fence, just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. So, without whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I can't say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what you said is true. Mr. Wright, let me say for the sake of the argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you said. Yes, the body was found in Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate costume, no less. Are you then claim that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer in the span of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off steps to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There was not enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she dispose of the body? She had another way. Wait, what if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her other hand? For instance, actually, for that matter, there's no need for her to do it in the deed in 15 minutes. And this is the way, and there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear about it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she could have carried the body. Well, that's easy. She showed us this. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio's fan to do it. Recalling your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fine again, so I had Sal took me. There was a fan there, right? I had Sal drove me. You used the fan to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before anyone else got there, you got the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget that it was Sal Martin that drove the fan. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Martin was in cahoots? It's just a silly excuse. You automatically correct yourself. Let's just go with this. Of course, Sal has been in cahoots. The body had to be placed in the fan to put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez can have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. There had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. Yeah, that's also with me in my recording because it's a little bit 10 minutes. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, this might be a little easy. One thing, one moment. After that, not the emulator. No need. You're smaller than you look, Mr. Wright. I lost, you win. It was fun. I won? Yeah, everybody's confused. Um, so what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What could you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. What do you mean? This one's cat. So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. What's with the silence? One moment. Who could say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in battle of wits. And the reasons of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proving another thing altogether. You like decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts. Um, uh, um, of course, it's as the witness says. Currently, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth is not sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again! I would like you to testify again. Testify again? How now? Who? Look, know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if you were to testify, if I were to testify again, what's the point? If I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I'm already said it all there is to say. Now, what would happen if I said it again? You ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Done! Done! To come so far, only to fail. As it seems there's no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination with the witness, Miss Vasquez. Edgeworth! Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. This game has humor. Your Honor, I request that the witness testifies again. Are you the prosecutor, aren't you not? Why are you bombarding me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear you testify again. Does that make any sense to you, Your Honor? I do not see what we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see the little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Alright, I say, ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Something seems strange about him now. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? You probably realize she did it too. But... Isn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict after all that? Edgeworth. Sorry, something. After finding the body, I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when they found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the cops, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite ascetic, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer and got my script and director's notes. Then I went home. Something suspicious about that sits one. I see no issue raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, you can cross-examine. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She might be acting tough now. But if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. Well, that's the sixth one. We have to pass that one. There's nothing we have to present. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Dang it. 4, 5. I went back to the trailer. Press. In script and direction notes. Yes, that's quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your scripts and notes? Well, I was under the assumption that they wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsal after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Fonskes, please continue. Edgeworth heavy nuts, jeez. Your Honor, I have an objection to that witness' last testimony. Huh? Think. Miss Fonskes said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Oh, Edgeworth's right. He's right. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth. What you just said, is that a reasonable assumption? However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of changing careers to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Fonskes, do you have any explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I have a perfectly good reason to believe that there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew Hammond was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Hold it! Hold it! How could you know that was Hammer? Yeah, one moment please. Looks like 4 videos out today. Well, 4 videos I recorded. Anyways, you knew that Hammer was injured, but don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Proceeding. The one person who was injured in the run-through that morning, that person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, how did you think it was Mr. Hammer that was injured? I always said it. And it was Sal who told me. That's right, you must have got it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manhattan was at the run-through that morning. He wouldn't have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Fonquez? You saw him limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manhattan. You saw Mr. Hammond limping when your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his left leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah! Oh! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put the Steel Samurai costume on the Steel Samurai costume. He went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Fonquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Hammer who's been injured that morning. Oh, got her. Order! Order! I will have order. Witness? Can you read this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he fell on hard times, but he was a star. He had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, that would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? Is there a reason it is unclear to the court? Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In any words, could you... Of course I can prove it. We can, because we have a photo. Okay, I have the proof and I will show it to you. I present to the court the evidence of Miss Fonquez's motive of this murder 5 years ago. This is my proof. That is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right. On time, Miss Fonquez. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With dear Fonquez's help, from the accident was swept under the rug, under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case is clearly up for trial. It begins with the day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident predicted Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt was down, no doubt. However, you, this Fonzcast, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty charge. Bringing us to the present day with Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was all kind of source of shame from the start. One minute, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here. Yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It also seems as if it was Hammer who had killed this one's cat, not the other way around. And the motive, what motive would Miss Fonzcast have? Yes, that's right. According to what you said, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I'll never get rid of a useful man. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Fonzcast's motive of the murder. Well, after all we talked about, she has no motive. She has no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Fonzcast did was push him off the steps in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was interesting to kill Miss Fonzcast. What? 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 Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with the sleeping pills. Jack Hammer sneaked into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady to think it was Powers. Then, Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill this Fonzcast, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all these years. And she snapped. So, you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call the ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Miss Fonzcast! What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer steps. Manuel! Miss Fonzcast, please, try to remain calm. No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Fonzcast. No! Please, don't die. Please. Now we pretty much know more of that. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lost again. At least we got through the recording session without many messed ups. Mr. Edgeworth, with this Fonzcast, in the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collective as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Mr. Will Powers was innocent. then he should be found so. It's normally natural, not a miracle. Yes, yes, you're right. Very well. The court found the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. How did you get in here? I have no clue. That is all. The court is adjourned. As he says. See you in a little bit. One more video just to record. Okay, we're back. I don't think I need the guy now. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here to look a bit nicer. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, District Lobby number 3. And it's like November 2nd, 11 2nd, I don't remember. I didn't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know how that Mr. Hammond. Now that I know Mr. Hammond sold my costume, it's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to blame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright? Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammond want to blame me? Okay. Why do you want to blame him? Maybe we can show. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammond wanted to put the blame on you because because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammond was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting as in a kid's show and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understood. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. Aw, that's why I like Will Powers. He's kind. I think you missing the point. But again, Phoenix doesn't know much. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, Will Powers. Oh. Thanks to you, I've been able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume in. Oh. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick? Edgeworth? Say something, right? It's not. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? Is this too bad, Edgeworth? You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Huh? Pleasure to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Right. I might say I didn't expect you to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? Huh? Do we know him? However, as we expected, it would have been better terms than we not met. Thanks to you, I'm suddenly unassumingly feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes. Unease and uncertainable. Yet those aren't those kind of necessary? Only yourself to get in the way. You listen to me, listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't even show your face in front of me again. That's what I can hear to tell you. Yeah, let's see about that. Mr. Wright? Is that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. The rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now, we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I got this feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? That's a good question. And so the curtains close on another trial. I couldn't read things thereby revealing that accident. One moment. Yeah, that looks much better during the morning times recording, because now you can see my normal face without the lighting caused problem. Okay. Quite disturbed by reviewing that accident from 5 years ago. It was quite the talk of the town. Thankfully, Google Studios rethought its programming change, then went back to making kids shows again. The Pink Princess. Nick! That is it. The new show starting today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they were seriously going to go through with it. You thought you had to buy the training cards too, okay? We had to trade with Kelly and that assistant. Penny, Maya. Fine, I do it. Isn't that great that WP gets to play the lead again? And I wonder if they show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think that would. The world is ready for the real powers. Yeah. It was a fun episode, but again, not a cup of tea. And new episode. Turnabout goodbye? Huh? Could. Yeah, let's just save it. Okay, maybe I could show you a little bit of it, but one moment, let me look this up real quick of how you get the Rise from the Ashes, which it was a DLC for the Wii version. Okay, this episode was not in the original Game Boy Advance version. You be investigating a murder with new features that the Nintendo DS has to offer. With the help of how do you unlock it though? It's probably playing through the story. With the I'm trying to remember again. I think it was the Nintendo Wii version. You pretty much point at the screen and do things here and there, which is actually a fun version if I recommend it, especially with Wii Motion Plus. Yeah, but anyways, that was Turnabout Samurai. Next time we're gonna do all Turnabout goodbyes, and in fact, one moment please. We're just gonna look how many 4 days because we have day 1 investigation, day 2 trial, day 2 investigation, day 3 trial, day 3 investigation, and day 4 trial. AKA day 2, day 3, and day 4 are the 3 days of the trials. The first day we investigate what happens. But I could show you the next preview thing, but like I think in the last one, we actually go to. I think it's like the first 2 chapters of the game, or the very first. Yeah, the very first 2 chapters of the game. You see who killed who, but anyways, right here we get to see some little odd, like right here, turnabout child, turnabout sisters. I wish I could show you the bottom screen as well, but if you're playing the Wii version, it looks very nice. And turnabout samurai, which is, I actually didn't get to see this on my Wii version because I played throughout the entire game. But this is some nice little art. I had to give them that. But next time we're gonna be doing the final episode of the Game Boy original, which is Turnabout Goodbyes. But that's for next time, and I'm gonna get all this edited. Yeah, it takes like 2 hours just to process all the footage. But anyways, I hope all you have a nice day, and bye bye. Yeah, seriously, bye bye.